everyone, and welcome to another edition of What's Happening on Saugus TV. I'm Brian Nadeau, the Executive Director of Saugus TV and the host of the program. We're going to start this week's show off a little differently, as an all-new edition of the Graph Report is in the can and people are already enjoying it. Joining us now to tell you how it went is the host of the Graph Report, Nick Graffio, as well as sports producer Anthony Michella with last week's SHS games. Take it away, guys.
What's up, Saugus? Sports producer Anthony Michella, back here with the Prince of Play-by-Play, Nick Graffio, for this week's edition of What's Happening. Nick, tell us how we started this week off.
On Monday the 23rd, the Graph Report returned in a heartbeat for this episode, where I was alongside football captains Tommy DeSimone and Jaden Smith. I really want to thank the guys for coming aboard the Graph Report for a impressive banger of an episode.
That's right. A blockbuster episode done. Biggest numbers to date as well. And we have the highly requested girls varsity soccer in next week. So I'm pretty pumped for that. Tuesday, the 24th, I was joined by Nick and Binner for our patented two-announcer, two-camera setup for the boys varsity basketball versus the Beverly Panthers. Tough game. Beverly is clearly the best around right now. We fought a hard one, but unfortunately Beverly was too strong, even dunking on us after a big steal. That Ryder Frost is no joke. Thursday, the 26th, I was over at Peabody Veterans Memorial High School for our Wrestling Co-op's senior night. I was joined by producer Steve Valenti of Peabody TV and their volunteer Hector as we brought the game out live from their production van on site. They had two announcers, and I was on the balcony. Hector was on the floor. Another successful collaboration with Peabody, and I think we have another one later on too. Now, Friday the 27th, I was back home in our gym, solo, for what ended up being our game of the week. The girls varsity basketball versus the Winthrop Vikings. Nick was sorely missed as he had some special business to attend to. Nick, why did we miss you for this incredible overtime win?
There was a reason why I missed a banger of a game last night. I had important stuff to do. Now that it passed and it happened, now I can blur it out to you out there. I had to go to my dad's birthday party. Surprise! It was his big 5-0. And a shout out to my dad for that as well. That's why I missed a banger of the game on Friday night. And I had to be there for my dad that night. And here's Anthony to tell you guys who our player of the game.
That's right. Player of the game goes to Ashleen Escobar, who came alive in the fourth quarter and kept driving the basket and clinched the overtime with two big free throws. What a game. Congrats to you, Ashleen. And Saturday, I think Nick was up to something as well. Nick, what were you up to Saturday?
That's right. Saturday, I was up at McVan for the Peabody Saugus Co-op hockey team. And I joined our friends at Peabody TV up there as Peabody Saugus played the Gloucester Fishermen that night. I was joined with Kevin Mulhern on commentary. Check out Channel 22 here in town for that one.
Well, another busy week of sports coverage ahead. So stay tuned to Saugus TV wherever you like best. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or at home on channels 8, 9, and 22. You can catch all of our live coverage on YouTube and all of the replays your little heart can desire on Channel 22 throughout the day. And all of the past games are available 24/7 there as well. And just like good old Michelle says, that's it for me. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, guys. Another community outreach meeting was held in the Saugus TV studio last week. Production manager Michelle Fox covered this one and joins us now to tell you who the petitioners were this time. Michelle?
Thanks, Brian. I'm Michelle, the production manager. Last Wednesday, we went live from our studio for the second time, recording another community outreach meeting held by the petitioners as a requirement for the Cannabis Control Commission. This time, Northeast Can Inc. presented their pitch for the dispensary they want to open on the southbound side of Route 1. This location would replace the Avalon Motel building. To view this meeting, you can watch it on Channel 8 or anytime on Vimeo. That's it for me. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Michelle. Last week also saw the monthly meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. As always, Program Manager Rachel Brugman was there and joins us now with that meeting, as well as the Saugus TV program schedules for the week. All yours, Rach.
Thanks, Brian. Hello, Saugus. Rachel Brugman, back again to tell you what's happening in programming. Before we get to that, there was a Board of Appeals meeting last week where they heard special permits for 76 Essex Street, 15 Appleton Street, 670 Broadway, and 41 School Street. You can see this meeting on Channel 9 Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. This week on Channel 8, you can see the Saugus Catholic Collaborative's January 29th service, which will actually be the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Then at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, you can tune in to the community outreach meeting from January 25th that took place in our Saugus TV studio. Wednesday at 4 p.m. is a finished work. Pastor Jim Lewis talks about healing while waiting. If you love religious programming, you have come to the right place because Thursday at 5:30 p.m. you can watch Jesus Center of Good News. This time, Reverend B.K. Akeem talks about the time of God's visitation. Watch Off the Shelf with your host, Veronica Lewis. This time, she interviews Rob Boyer about his book, The Perfect Score. Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Straight Up, Portraits of Humanity is back, and this time archaeologists compare corpses they have found on the job to the corpses that are portrayed in movies and on TV. Saturday at 6 p.m. And finally, The Confessions of a Police Captain, the 1971 rated PG crime drama about a cynical cop who uses questionable techniques to try and nab a mobster, Saturday night at 10. This week on Channel 9, you can see a live Board of Selectmen meeting at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. will be that Board of Selectmen meeting from the 31st. Friday will be the school committee meeting from the 2nd at 7:30 p.m. And Friday at 8:30 p.m. will be the planning board meeting from the 2nd. Tune in to Channel 22 for new sports games, which will all air at 8:30 p.m. Wednesday will be boys basketball versus Lynn from the 30th. And Friday will be boys basketball versus Kip from the 1st. That's what's happening this week in programming. To see more dates and times, visit saugustv.org. Back to you, Brian.
Thanks, Rach. And that'll do it for this episode. Remember, if you like what you see here and would like to get involved with Saugus TV in any way, including producing your own show or podcast, or helping us out in any of our productions, please give us a call at 781-231-2883 or email us at info@saugustv.org. Have a good week, Saugus. Thanks for watching.